Good afternoon. I just did a protective filing for somebody, and I wanted to perhaps share with you. This is for people generally who would be planning on filing but haven't filed yet. So if you've already filed, walk on by. Okay. There are times when you really want to get a protective filing date. That's particularly true if you're not sure if your potential alleged onset date could be close to 17 months ago. And as you know, sometimes the alleged onset date isn't the date that you stopped working at your last position. Sometimes it's earlier. Okay, so and in that case, you want the protective filing date so that none of those old potential back benefits of of monthly benefits, should you prevail on a Social Security disability claim, they won't scroll off and be unpayable because there's not full retroactivity. You can only get paid for up to 12 months before your date of application. And the first 5 months of disability prior to that is a waiting period. So technically it's 17 months. You can go back. All right, so if you're going to go in and get a protective filing date, you're going to go to where you would go to start filing. So go to ssa.gov. You're going to see links for disability or applying, and then just kind of weasel your way through that. They changed it recently. I don't like the way it is. You have to, it's probably good for people that don't have a clue though, but for me, it's very annoying. I just want to go right to the page where I start. But anyway, once you get there, the first thing, obviously, they're going to ask you to put down is your name, and that is your name, ideally, as it is on your Social Security card. Now, what's interesting is I was entering one, and I put completely the wrong first name. Began with the same letter, and otherwise the first name was completely not the same. The rest of it was correct. The system took it and gave me a protective filing. So, I mean, that was just a total brain fart. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But anyway, no harm, no foul, because I just went in and started another protective filing date. So when I went in, I said a new application. No, I'm not continuing from a previously started one, and got a whole new protective filing and put in the right name. I can't believe how I even like flipped the name into this other name. I will say, I think it had to do with the fact that we just had St. Patty's Day. And no, I didn't even have any green beer. In fact, I don't think I had anything. My husband had been sick this weekend, so that whole norovirus, or whether it's norovirus or not, it was one of those stomach bug things going around. Okay. So when you do get in, your actual proper name, please. I can't believe it even took it though. That's bizarre to me. Why would it even connect? Usually you have to have it pretty exact. So that was really a weird thing to me. But anyway, it's incorrectly now. Your name as it appears in your Social Security card. You're going to put in it's going to ask you for your Social Security number, your date of birth, your gender. Two options there, people. Two options. And if you don't know what they are, I can't help you. Then the question is, are you blind or do you have low vision, even with glasses or contacts? In other words, glasses and contacts don't fix the problem. These are yes or no questions. The next one is, during the last 14 months, have you been unable to work because of illness, injury, or conditions that have lasted or are expected to last at least 12 months? Question mark. Or can be expected to end in death? Question mark. As you might know, that happens to be the definition of disabled under the SSA, under the Social Security Act and the rules. So that obviously has to be a yes. And the limitation to the last 14 months is because if you haven't had any disability, then you'd be too far out to be able to get any benefits due to that retroactivity and all that business. Next question, what date did you become unable to work? You're going to have to just try to feel your way with that one if you don't have someone to analyze it for you. It is often put in wrong. I'll tell you that. When I come in after the fact, I often have to get this fixed. And that's when I hope I have a live body in the field office who will get that fixed. Otherwise, I'll be whimpering about it to the disability determination services at the next office, on the path of the case. We do have a video on the path of the case, by the way, if you want to watch it. Have you previously been denied Social Security or SSI? Remember, SSI is Supplemental Security Income in the last 60 days. I believe if you say yes, it's going to say you can and should appeal, not file anew. So for our purposes, the answer is always no, because I would already know if there was a pending case. And I wouldn't be in this section, I'd be in the appeal section. Assuming we wanted to appeal and not start afresh, which sometimes we want to start anew. Have you been diagnosed with any specific conditions that are expected to end in death? This is about if it's a terminal condition, they're gonna expedite you. So they're gonna take note of that. Obviously, don't say it if it's not true. I mean, you have to literally have like a terminal, okay? Not like I have severe cardiac conditions and they all tell me it's gonna kill me one day. I mean, technically it's gonna end in death, but it's not what they're really looking for. Okay, now what shows up on my screen after this point is the preparer's information. So in my case, that's me, because when we first started, it said, are you John Doe or are you someone helping John Doe? And I'm someone helping John Doe. So if it was you saying it's me, it will say, do you have a Social Security account? That's something they added in the last probably couple of years at best. And then it directs you to open up an account if you don't already have one and all that good stuff. But obviously in my case, it's always going to be me and I'm helping someone. Sometimes the person's with me, we're doing it together, and sometimes not. And if it was the person here, I would be saying it's him, most likely, because I would just be the person there with him assisting. Yeah, so my contact information goes in there, or whoever's doing it. Like if you're someone doing it for a family member, that would be your information. Next section is the claimant's contact information. So you're going to be giving your mailing address, and they're going to ask if you actually live there. Daytime telephone number, best time to call you. This is a very considerate little question. They want to try to call you when maybe you're not sleeping or what have you. There's 9 to noon, noon to 5, and anytime. I kind of suggest putting anytime, but not if you can't, right? Can you speak and understand English? Can you read and understand English? Can you write more than your own name in English? So this is very basic stuff, and I'm almost at the end of it. This is how fast it is to get a protective filing. What is your place of birth? That could be another country, or it could be a state within the United States. Are you a United States citizen? If the answer is yes, they're going to say what kind, and you're going to have a drop-down menu. You're born in the United States, that makes you a citizen, or you naturalized, whatever the answer is, that's what you're going to put. If the answer is no, it's going to ask you what country you are a citizen of. And then it's going to ask you if you are a legal resident of the United States, yes or no. Now, for chits and giggles, I put in no, not a legal resident. Like I changed a few things just to see what it would pop up. And it didn't, it took the no, but it didn't go on any further. It didn't say, well, what are you doing filing? Like it didn't say anything like that. So I don't know what that's about. So obviously I just kind of went to the previous and then just made everything the way it's supposed to be. But I just wanted to explore and see if anything popped up, but it didn't. I don't know what they do with that then. I mean, I assume there's going to be a rejection, but why not just have that pop up and say, oh, you're not a citizen and you're not a legal resident. Well, in theory, you could just be legally present and not a legal resident. Legal resident is the green card. So I believe if you are legally present, not illegally in the country, that's fine. If you've earned the credits, I think there's something to that, because you can collect disability in your own country after you've earned it here, barring a few bad countries. No offense, but I say some are bad. They're not going to. let monies go there. Okay, so that's it. So once I got through that, click the next button, and boom, my beautiful reentry number comes up. It's, I don't know, 7 or 8 digits. I save the page to a PDF and keep it electronically preserved. If you don't have that ability, you would be writing down the number, double checking it twice, or printing it out and putting it in a hard file, because that is the number that you are going to use to get back in, because you might not get through your whole application in one sitting. There's a lot of stuff to go into it. It could be a couple hours worth of work. So you want that reentry number so you could take a break, because it will bleep you out in time. If you're not, let's say you go to have dinner, you're not going to be in that application anymore. It's going to time you out, and you're going to need that reentry to get back in. And if you don't have it, you've lost everything you've done, because you're never going to be able to get back into it. So make sure to save that. There is usually an option to have it. Yeah. Do you want to email to you? Pick that. I would pick that. I don't pick it for myself because I do so many of these. It doesn't give you the name of the person when it emails it to you. So I might be like later on, oh, who was that? Like it might not be as helpful. I mean, I could figure it out probably, but so I just save it anyway. So I don't need it emailed. But anyway, that's protective filing. So if you're doing it for yourself or for somebody else, these things are really, really, really helpful. I mean, I have other videos on it, but there are times when it's gonna get you far more of a back benefits nest egg than you would get if you didn't have it, for some people. But you don't know if you're one of those some people, so just do it. Right? Just do it. All right. And I should say that's also a contact that will suffice as a 60-day, I think it is, protective filing if you're doing an SSI claim with the SSA. And then you got to make sure you get in contact with them and do the SSI application in full. It's a 60-day window for SSI. For Social Security Disability, on the other hand, it's going to be 6 months. So they give you a lot of time, which is wonderful. All right. Tally ho later. Oh, and if you guys, I don't know if you noticed, we have a membership options now. If you wanted to add that to your fun days, you'll see a join button, I think, below the video. And if you click on that, you're not joined because it's completely optional. But it'll show you the prices and the benefits you get on the Social Security side, which is generally has to do with me and getting some little extra attention if you need it in terms of Social Security information from me, without having to necessarily go for a full-fledged expensive consultation. But there are different levels. So anyway, just something to look at if that's something that floats your boat. Otherwise, we are still here doing the same thing on nearly a daily basis. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching that and any of the other videos. Just gonna alert you to, if you haven't already heard, we now have memberships that provide benefits of more interaction, of any questions you may have or issues with Social Security that you may want and that would not otherwise be feasible under a consultation with me, the attorney, on any particular issue you want. So if you look at the join button, if you want to find out more about it, and it's completely optional, just in case anybody needs it. And it will help us to help some other people that otherwise can't have representation. So if you look at the join button underneath the video, you'll find more details. Thanks so much. Bye.